All right, everybody, we are off for a day trip vlog out to one of my favorite spots in Alaska, Homer. Now, the first time I was out there was in 2013, and there's just some sort of nostalgia and energy and vibe about Homer that I really love, and we love coming back here every single year to hang out, hear the stories from all the people coming in off the fishing boats, grabbing a beer at the Salty Dog. And so we're gonna head out there for a day trip, and I'm gonna vlog the whole way there. And when we get there, I'm gonna just talk about the different spots that I love about Homer and what you can do there and what a day trip to Homer can look like. Off to a bumpy start already with the wife hitting all the speed bumps and potholes on the road.
Hey, that's talent.
She says it's talent. I think it's talent and skill. But you guys comment below and let me know what you guys think.
There are no bear signs this year, so that's always a good thing.
All right, so we are headed from Soldotna to Homer. It's about an hour and a half drive, and it's really gorgeous, especially in the summertime. It's a clear blue day today. The sun is out shining. It's gonna be an awesome trip. You can see for miles on either side. And one of the cool parts about traveling from Soldotna to Homer is a lot of times you can see moose along the road, whether like up close or from a distance, and you can pull over and take some pictures and video. And a lot of times you'll just kind of drive by and see moose. And the most I've ever seen in one trip down is 11 moose. And yeah, they'll be really close to the road, and you gotta be really careful driving because that's where most accidents are caused, is cars hitting moose. If you're driving along Highway 1, you guys will see that the brush is cut way back from the road, and that's because the moose like to hang out and cross the roads, and they don't care. And so it just gives you more visibility to seeing those moose coming by, because let me tell you, those things will weigh up to 2 tons and they don't move fast. So if they're crossing the road, you got to be super careful. They will take out your car for sure. So be careful. Otherwise, we're going to be on the lookout for a moose, and hopefully we'll see one. So along the highway, when you're traveling from Soldotna to Homer, there'll be moose reader board signs. It's the #1 cause of road accidents and deaths in the state. All right, getting back in the car. Whee! Yep, got all my stuff.
Seatbelt on.
Seatbelt is going on. The moose is on the loose. Woo. Hopefully we'll see a moose. Some big ones along the road. And I've seen one with a collar too, and if they got the GPS collar, Fish and Wildlife use those to track the moose, their breeding habits, their patterns, where they're going, and try to learn more about them. But they also want to know how the moose are behaving in the wintertime and trying to understand survival rates. There's more moose than people in the state of Alaska, but the populations have been dwindling over the last handful of years. And so biologists have been using the GPS collars to kind of figure out how the moose are behaving. And so from time to time you'll see one with a bright orange collar, and you'll know that that one is GPS tagged by Fish and Wildlife. So as you guys are driving along the peninsula down Highway 1, say from Anchorage or Soldotna down to Homer, there's a ton of little pull-off spots for pictures and just views. And in the summer, when the weather is nice and sunny and blue, can make for some amazing photos and backgrounds. And so we've pulled off here just outside of Nanilchik, and I'm walking through the field because there's an amazing view where you can get a ton of pictures and can see the whole inlet here just off the road. And the views, you just can't put any words into it. The pictures and the views are just amazing. And so on clear days when we pull off the road, I love to come out here and just shoot a picture or video. The views are just spectacular, and I think that's one of the beauties of Alaska, especially down here on the lower half of the Kenai Peninsula. So all along the road throughout Alaska, but especially in the Kenai Peninsula, from Soldotna and Kenai all the way down to Homer, you're gonna run into this purple flower called fireweed. And fireweed is the state flower of Alaska, and it is just simply amazing. It has this purple bloom. They're super gorgeous, and every summer the fireweed blooms out. You can actually turn the fireweed into different things, including jelly, and people brew beer with it. And stop by and you can take a look at it, and it's just gorgeous. It's nice, it's purple, it just looks amazing. The fireweed looks amazing, and eventually the flowers and the petals will fall off the fireweed, and that means that winter is coming. All right, so we just got out of the car. We're just outside of Homer, just about to enter the city limits, and there's a little pull-off spot that you guys can get to that's overseeing Kachemak Bay. And on sunny days like this, you can see all the way across the bay into Kachemak, as well as you can see the spit on the far end. So if you're coming into town for the first time, you know, pull off at the spot here and take some photos. The views are amazing. All right, now I got all my pictures, got my videos done, kind of just documenting the trip here. So now we're gonna head through downtown Homer and head out to the spit for some beers and some fun today. All right, the road trip continues. So right before you cross the creek in downtown Homer and you're heading out to the spit, there used to be this really big tree that had the biggest bald eagle nest on the spit.
It was a dead tree.
And it was a dead tree, and this bald eagle had this big nest up there, and people would stop along the road and take pictures. It was there for years and years and years. Well, the city decided, because there were so many car accidents because people were not paying attention and pulling off or slowing down to take photos and videos, that they decided to just cut the tree down. And it upset a lot of the local people because it was a cool spot right there in the middle of downtown, and they didn't want to disturb the bald eagle nest. But the city decided to chop it down. So if you guys come to visit, you guys won't see that in downtown. That tree's gone, the nest is gone. However, when you get out to the spit, there's a ton of bald eagles around. They could be on the beach, going through fish carcasses or clams. They're all over the place. So grab your binoculars out. There's plenty of bald eagles to go sightsee. But fortunately, that tree right in the middle of downtown, it gone. So we're driving out on the spit now, and the tide is way out on the spit today. But the spit is not natural. It was rebuilt, it's man-made. It was rebuilt in the 20th century after a huge storm, and it's about 3 miles to drive from downtown all the way till the end of the spit. And starting from town, is if you want to head out, you can drive out to the spit. There's a bike path and walk path that you can take out here, and then all along the spit there are campgrounds, so you can grab your camping trailer, you can grab your tent, there's picnic tables, and there's plenty of restrooms. And you can, oh, there's a bald eagle right up there. Oh, cool. There's horses on the beach. So there's plenty of things to do, and there's plenty of spots to hang out and camp along the way. It's free camping in some areas. There's a few areas I think that are more premium that you got to pay a few bucks for. In some years it can get super crowded. Otherwise, there's plenty of spots for you guys to camp and hang out at. All right, so we've made it to Homer here, and we're just kind of chilling out and walking the boardwalk and hanging out with this humongous salmon, the world record 97.4 ouncer. And it's like this, look at that. Oh, I can't even touch the top. It's so big. Can I hug it? Oh, I can barely get my hands around it. Got some bees on the fireweed down here. Just keep walking down, maybe find a spot and just walk on the beach for a little bit. Yeah. So all along the spit you can find fishing charters and little hole-in-the-wall artsy craftsy places, but when the tide's way out, gotta go head to the beach. That's where we're gonna go. You can do some clamming. There are some pockets where you can do some fishing. You can see the seagulls out here. People bring their dogs out that are camping out. Also, it's good opportunities to see some bald eagles out here. So, oh, we got some clammers out here. So we're gonna walk out here and see what's going on today on this gorgeous day on the spit. Got a little driftwood out here. Got some boats going by, doing a little fishing. Got some surfboarders bringing their surfboards up. Kind of got a little bit of everything out here. You got some, you can go on fishing charter, you got clamming, you can do some sightseeing. Got some folks doing some clamming. You can do some paddle boarding and wakeboarding out here. You got some surfing you can do. Kind of a little bit of everything you can do down here in Homer. Why do I love Homer? The first time I came to Alaska in 2013, it was suggested by my father-in-law to come out here to Homer to show me the spit, do a little fishing. I didn't know much about Homer at the time, and when I got here, there's just something of a nostalgia about Homer. It's on the, it's on the south, the very south point of the Kenai Peninsula, and yeah, it's the halibut fishing capital of the world, but there's just something more than that. I think for me, you can do a little bit of anything in the outdoors here. Like I said, you can go fishing for a half day and all day charter. You can go clamming, you can go surfing, you can go paddleboarding, you can go sightseeing for bald eagles. You can go out in a charter to go see the bears. There's just a little bit of everything you can do here. And I think the nostalgia, the part that draws me in the summer, especially when people flock down here and you're going on fishing charters and people like the spit kind of, there's more people on the spit. I think it's just the people and the stories that draw me in. When you go into the bars, whether you go into the restaurants, there's something about sitting down, talking to somebody who's a local, talking to local fishermen or fishing ladies out there, and just kind of just hearing the stories and just kind of laughing and talking about all the goofy and fun stuff that happens. And the fishing tales definitely are the things that make me laugh the most, but I think that's what just draws me in to Homer. It's the people and the stories that are here. The Spitspin was rebuilt in the 20th century after a really bad storm, but there's just a bunch of just interesting people with interesting stories here. You got people from California that come up and they do seasonal fishing up here. You got people from all over the United States that have seasonal jobs that come up here and fish, and then hearing about where they came from and what they did before they came up here, before they became like a deckhand or a boat captain in Homer. It's super interesting to hear their stories and where they came from and why they chose to come up here. And I think that that's part of the draw into Homer. Like, don't get me wrong, the views are amazing in the summer, and I don't know if I could live here in the winter, but when you come here in the summer and you get to hang out for a day or two, it's just something, it's just amazing. And I think the draw of hearing the people's stories of how they got here and some of the things that they see out on fishing boats and experiences they've had, that's what just draws me in. And I think if you're gonna come here for a day, definitely go hang out and talk to people, go into shops and just talk to people. And I think that's part of the draw of hanging out in Homer is any given moment, you can meet somebody with a fascinating story and trust me, there are plenty of fishing tales and stories out here. So if you're coming down to Homer for the day like we are, there are plenty of fishing charters that have gone out for halibut, for salmon, for rockfish, and when the boats all come in, it's a great time to see, because what they'll do is they'll line the fish up and people can take pictures. You guys can see like what the daily catch was, and you get to see who caught the biggest one and bragging rights and things like that. So if you're hanging out for the day, if you're not fishing, make sure to go see when people are bringing in the daily catch as to how big a fish that they got for the day. And now I'm gonna jaywalk across the street. Not the smartest thing I've done, but I am a goof. All right, made it. We're out front of my favorite place to hang out in Homer, which is the Salty Dog Bar with the lighthouse at the top. It's been here for forever. It is some place that you just got to go into and experience for yourself. Then, of course, right behind the Salty Dog is the Butt Whackers. Butt Whackers is probably the best name for a fishing charter company that I have ever seen. So if you can top that one, comment below in the video if you think you got a better name for a fishing charter than Butt Whackers. All right, so stopped in, got our beer at the Salty Dog. Now we're just gonna keep walking around and just keep exploring. Oh, I'm supposed to get out of the way because we're picture taking right now. All right, time for some nourishment, some lunch. I'm going to the only place that I will eat food from here on the Spit, which is at Captain Patty's. So let's get some steamer clams and some fried fish for some lunch. Cannot wait. All right, so we're down here on the pier on the water side, and you guys can see over my shoulder, there is a ton of boats parked here. And what a lot of charters do is they'll reserve a spot for the summer and just have their boats here. But also to get to Seldovia, which is across the island, you need a boat to get over there. But there's probably thousands and thousands of boats in here, probably every style, every engine type, any possible boat that you can think of is in this harbor, including the Time Bandit, which is on the Deadliest Catch TV show as well, is docked out of Homer. Fishing for halibut in Alaska, you gotta use big hooks and big bait to catch really big fish. And so I think I'm gonna use this hook and go out and try to catch myself the world record halibut. Maybe 500 pounds is what I'm gonna go for. All right, everybody, so we made it down to the end point here on the spit, Land's End. And what you didn't see in the video is I had the drone up and the drone disconnected from my phone and I was freaking out. But I got some footage for the video, you know, got a panorama of the bay. Down here, it's just an amazing day. We got to get some lunch, we took some pictures, just walked around, talked to people out fishing. Fishing seems to be doing pretty good. A lot of RV camping spots open. So just wrapping up the vlog for the day. Awesome day, just traveling around, walking around Homer and just hanging out on a glorious Alaska summer August day. Thank you guys for watching my day trip travel vlog, going to Homer and hanging out in Homer for the day. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, the outdoors is a gift. Share it with others. Is the Butt Whackers.